Welcome to some words of inspiration on this week's Torah portion, Parshas Toldos. In this week's Torah reading, we have where Yaakov tricks Esav, his brother, and his father somewhat into believing that Yaakov is Esav and thus is able to get the blessings that Yitzchak intended for his older brother Esav. How did he do this? His mother, upon hearing that Esav was going out to get some food for his father and her husband Isaac, quickly tells Yaakov, I'm going to prepare the food that your father and my husband loves, and you are going to go in pretending you're Esav. Yaakov says he's going to figure it out. He says, no, I'm going to put some things on your arms which have some hair on it. He's going to feel you. He's going to think that it's Esav. And unfortunately, my husband, your father, is weak of eyesight, and it's going to work. Thus, he goes in. His father does touch him, thinks he's Esav, but as soon as Yaakov speaks, he begins to suspect that there's something wrong here. What was the first thing that gave him away? Because when Yitzchak asked Yaakov, how is it that you found the food so quickly? Yaakov said that Hashem helped to chance upon me that I was able to catch the animal and prepare it so quickly. And this started to give him away because Yitzchak said, what are you talking about? Esav never mentions God. Why all of a sudden does it sound that Hakol Kol Yaakov, that it's the voice of Yaakov, but the hands filled are the hands of Esav? There's much to be spoken about this entire episode. At the end of the day, Yaakov does receive the blessings from Yitzchak, and Yitzchak also realizes that that's who God intended it for. But what's interesting is that when Yaakov immediately didn't take credit for him catching the food so quickly, he immediately gives it to God, the credit for his success. And this is really the message I want to share with you today. The benefit that we have when we use words that reflect the thankfulness to God, the thankfulness to others, and the personal health benefits and emotional benefits that it provides for us. A Jew knows that from the beginning of the day, that's how he starts his day off. He says, Modeh Ani, I give thanks to Hashem. In fact, he even says the word Modeh, thanks, before he uses the word Ani. He doesn't say Ani Modeh, I thank, but rather Modeh Ani, thanks I give. So important it is to give thanks that it's the first word that we utter in the morning. And then we go to the blessings. And the blessings in the morning service talk all about our thankfulness to God. Thank you for waking me up, and thank you for giving me a body that can stretch itself out. Thank you for giving me eyes when open can see. And more and more and more, thank you for clothing the naked. Everything that we do, we want to give thankfulness to Hashem for it. When it comes to the Amidah, the silent prayer, there's one prayer that says, Modem anachnu lach. We give thanks to you, we admit to you. And it's the only prayer in the Amidah that when the cantor repeats the Amidah, where he suffices all of us by his repetition, only by us answering Amen to his blessings, it's the one part where he says his modim, his thanks, and we say our own modim, our own thanks. And the message is clear, because when it comes to giving thanks, somebody else can't do it for us. We have to provide our own thanks. And to think that this is such a burden upon you, let me give you a secret. Medically, it's been proven that when people have an attitude of gratitude, it literally is emotionally healthy and even can provide many, many more years than those that grow up and live a life without thankfulness. It opens up a place in your hearts for others. It gives you peace of mind and actual, potentially more years than those that do not have thank you in their vocabulary. So this Shabbat, consider adding Baruch Hashem, thank you Hashem, when people ask you how you are. Ensuring that you don't walk away from someone who does something nice to you without saying thank you. And always be thankful to those that are closest to you, to your spouses, to your family, to your parents, to your siblings. And may we have an amazing week where thankfulness comes easy, and you will realize slowly that as much as it's gracious to someone else, the benefits it will provide for you. Have a great Shabbos.